reality, y'all. I am sitting in my kitchen, and I figured I would do a quick little cookie test after going to Disney World this past weekend. I went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and you know, one of the things that they do is if certain spots you can get yourself a free cookie, and then usually something to drink that's like a cider or a hot cocoa or something like that. Well, I wasn't hungry and I knew I wasn't going to eat them, so I brought them home to give them a taste test. I plan on just having a bite. I'm not sure I'm really going to overly enjoy. I don't even know if I want to say that. They're probably going to be great, you know. I'm just not a super big sweets person. And so occasionally, you know, you just get that hankering for a good sweet something. And I currently just don't have that right now, which is a good thing. But I figured that we'd at least give them a little taste test. And then after that, I have a bunch of pens that I've completely forgotten to open. I figured we'd just go through and open those as well. So most of the cookies did not make it very well. I mean, look at this. I've got super crunch. We got another one. Definitely not the best looking. The M&M ones was a little bit better. And then finally the gingerbread one actually was the one that did the best. I think this is the gingerbread one. Yes, buttercream frosted gingerbread cookie. So that's what we have. We have a buttercream frosted gingerbread cookie, which is what this one, the one that survived the best. And y'all, this was on a personal item that was stuffed to the gills. I ended up buying 2 new sweatshirts, one of them. I'll just stand up so y'all can see this. It is awesome. It is black with the red embroidery with the tartan plaid that's really popular right now. And it's huge. I got a medium because most of them I get mediums, just so that they can fit well, if not be a bit oversized. This thing is almost like Spirit Jersey large. So a ton of room, and it actually, now granted I'm only 5 feet tall, but it covers my butt. So it's a good legging sweatshirt. And then I got that pink sweatshirt that I showed y'all the other night when I was cold at Jollywood Nights. But anyway, I was already kind of stuffed with my personal item, making my way out there, and so trying to get those 2 sweatshirts in, and then like every little nook and cranny I'm shoving a cookie. So they didn't survive very well. But anyway, so this one is a buttercream frosted chocolate chip cookie made with M&M minis is what that is. And then this one is a caramel pretzel chocolate chip cookie. Probably the worst of all. Actually, it's not the worst of all. This is the worst. And then this is a hot cocoa cookie made with Dove chocolate. So this is the one that definitely didn't survive. And the other thing that I have here is when we first get into the party, you're given this little marshmallow treat. I think it's a mint marshmallow if I remember what people were saying. Anyway, I think it's a mint marshmallow. Anyway, so we're gonna try them all. I'm thinking we're gonna start with the Dove chocolate because I think that's gonna be my least favorite. So we're gonna do that. Oops, no cookies for you. No cookies for you. All right, let's get this. Let's see if I can even get it open. Okay, there we go. All right, and I've already made a mess. There's gonna be like cookie pieces everywhere. All right. Ooh, this thing is crumbling. So this is a crumbly cookie. Oh, very crumbly. All right. It smells like chocolate. Definitely not going to be my favorite. It's a very basic chocolate cookie. It's got like a little sugar coating on the top. Almost like a crumbly brownie. But anyway, so that's that one. Definitely not going to be my favorite. I think since we're sticking with the chocolate, let's go to the M&M one next. Now, with that being said, y'all, today is Wednesday. And so the party was on Sunday. So I don't know if that makes a difference at all. It may or may not, other than them getting squished. All right, here we go. One bite. Just like, what's that? Is it Barstools that does that? You know the rules, one bite. Here we go. It's a very basic cookie. It's actually not bad. It's definitely better than the other one. With the little mini M&Ms in there. That buttercream definitely makes it sweet. Woo. Little kick in after the end. Woo. All right, we're going gingerbread cookie next. Because I'm thinking the caramel pretzel chocolate chip cookie might be my favorite. But we're about to try. Hold on, I need some water. It's not that they're bad. They're just sweet. They're very sweet. So if you got a sweet tooth, you're gonna love this stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see. This gingerbread's a bit crumbly as well. That's the thing. They may have gotten dried out over the last couple days. All right. That's actually got good flavor. Now that might actually be my favorite. It's got, you can taste the molasses, brown sugar. It's got some almost like autumnal spices. It's got candied ginger, cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. That's what's really sticking out, is the cloves. But molasses, dark brown sugar. That is actually pretty good. I'm actually surprised at that. It's got some really good flavor. All right, gingerbread cookies at the top of the list right now. Lastly, well, besides the marshmallow, but that's not a cookie. We'll still get that. All right, let's get this going. So, are y'all a sweets fan? Are you a cookie fan? Or are you something more like candy? Or cakes, pies, that type of stuff? What is your favorite? I'd be interested to know. Because I will say, when I do get the tooth, that sweet tooth, I love a pie. Pies are probably my favorite. But my favorite dessert is a tiramisu. Of course, that's not overly sweet, is it? All right, that one's a bit disappointing. The cookie is bland. I think what I got was a piece of pretzel, but it was just soggy. Not much flavor at all to the pretzel. All right, gingerbread cookie won by a landslide, an absolute landslide. And then to drink, oh, and then they also had the pretzel, which is pretty much like a Mickey pretzel. That, sorry y'all, I just made a big old mess trying to clean it up. So basically a Mickey pretzel, but it was smaller in size, probably about, I don't know, yay big. That was shaped like a snowman. So they had that. That was the one that was in the back of Storybook Circus. And then that one also had like a fruit punch that came with that. There was 1 or 2 cider locations and then at least 2 hot cocoa stations, I believe. I think I had a couple sips. Oh no, that's not right. Maybe it was 1 cider, 1 fruit punch, 2 hot cocos, and then eggnog. Eggnog was with the caramel pretzel chocolate chip cookie, and that was over at Gaston's. The gingerbread, I don't remember. I think that may have been cider. That may have been the one at Cosmic Rays. And then there was one by Tortuga Tavern. I don't remember which one was there. And then another one in Tomorrow. There were like 2 in Tomorrowland, Storyboat Circus, Gaston, and Tortuga Tavern, I think was where everything was located. But anyway, so you also had some drinks. I wasn't a big fan of the drinks. Cider was, you know, your basic apple cider that you're going to get at the grocery store. Then hot cocoa, but to me that was overly sweet. And again, you know, just give me the savory stuff. That's what I want. But next, let's check out this cute Mickey marshmallow. Check it out. Oh, I think it is mint. All right. So it's got the mint pieces on it, but there's a little bit of mint in the marshmallow as well. Not bad. A little bit, almost a little plastic flavored. But again, this stuff probably would have been better if I actually tried it the night that I actually received it. But alas, I didn't. All right, that's cookies. So if you're a sweet fan, you're gonna love it. If you're not a sweet fan, get it, give it to somebody else. I don't know. But I've got a variety of pins here from my last several trips. Dating back to Disneyland, I can speak for that. Actually, even into June is when some of this stuff is. So we'll start with that. So I've been trying to, and I didn't start doing this when I first started going to all the different resorts, but now I'm trying to get a pin for every resort that I go to. And so here's a cute one I got for Wilderness Lodge when I went. I think it was June that I went and stayed there. How cute is that? Love it. So we've got the Wilderness Lodge, and then the other resort pin that I have right here is Port Orleans Riverside. You know what? Oh, they were out. You know, that's the other thing. A lot of the resorts have been out of their resort-specific pins. I tried to get one from All Star Music this past weekend, and they didn't have any. And then this one is Port Orleans Riverside, and that trip I actually did a split stay. And the first half of the week I was at the Yacht Club, and then the second half of the week I was at Riverside. And Yacht Club didn't have any either. They only had Beach Club or Boardwalk, which it was completely random. So didn't get one there either. So at some point I'm going to need to get those. But here's the cute Riverside one. Isn't that so adorable? Love it. So there's that. And then over the summer I went to Disneyland for the first time, and I got their 70th Disneyland with Minnie on it. And oh gosh, it is the colors, y'all, for the 70th celebration. I'm in love with these. I mean, look at that. Is that not the best with those colors? I love those colors. And then, and I haven't even opened this yet. So I did the World of Color dessert party, which having a place, an amazing spot to sit down and watch that was fabulous. And then they gave you a little box of treats that was a little bit savory, a little bit sweet. So it almost had like a little mini charcuterie board in the box. And then some sweet items as well. And then they had soft drinks, hot cocoa, and some beer and wine as well that you could have. And then they served you up until a couple minutes, I think it was, before the show started. And then after that, they didn't, I don't think they served the rest of the night. But then we got these pens. And so it's the World of Color pen. And so there's 3 options that could be in here. We've got one could be a full color option, one could be a glitter option, and then one can be a gold tone option. So the full color is a common one. The glitter is a rare, and then the gold tone, it just says ultra. So I'm assuming that means ultra rare. All right, y'all. I was just about to say, what do you think it is? And I opened it oh, it's a glitter one. Wait, is it glitter? Oh, it is a glitter one. So it is rare. Look. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is adorable. Look at them. Can you see it? I know the glare of... There we go. How awesome is that? And I don't know if you can see the glitter, but it is faint in there. So it truly is a rare one. It's a little bit of glitter. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'm excited for that. Okay, that made the entire party worth it for this. Oh, and by the way, so the pins situation for me only just started, I think, earlier this year. No, the end of last year, because I was just never like, oh, I'm gonna do pins, I'm gonna do pens, and then out of the blue, I was like, hey, I'm gonna do. And so my first set that I was aiming for was I got the villains pins, and after I bought this one, I got home and I was like, oh, wait, I think I actually already have all 8 of these pins. But I already had the box. So we're gonna see what's in this one. And then I bought 2 other ones to start collecting. The Disney Imaginative Icons, and then the Disney Princess Pastries. So we're gonna start with the villains. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I have on my pin board, I already have all 8 of these. So we're gonna open them up and just see what we have here. These will probably turn into traders, which I still haven't done that yet. I need to do that. So, all right, here we go. First one, I have not looked at it yet. Let's see what it is. Oh, Jafar. Nice. So we have him, and then now let's see what the next one's gonna be. I wonder if they match up on the box. Has anyone ever paid attention to that? That'd be intriguing. So we know there's a chance if this shows up with Maleficent, we're gonna know. At least that's a possibility when you look at the box. Whichever pin is next to the other one, that maybe those are the same that are gonna be on there. All right, let's see what we got here. Ha! Nope. Hold on. Oh! It's not Maleficent. I lied. But that is. Okay, y'all. Now I'm going to have to test this theory. Because look. Can you see? Those are the same 2 that are next to each other. Let's test that. Hold on. We're going to test that theory with these next 2 boxes and see if any of the pins that are close to each other are actually, because see, these are not actually next to each other. And then you have these. So it's a different princesses as pastries. Is that not adorable? All right, which one should we do first? Actually, let's do the icons first. All right. Are you a pin trader? Do y'all do this? Do you just collect? Do you trade? And do you do sets, or are you someone that like goes with a theme, more like, you know, I want to collect Aladdin pins, or I want to collect Snow White pins, or Figment pins, since, you know, Figment seems to be the star of the show for the last 2 years. All right, here we go. Why does this, oh, other side. Like, why are these not perforated? Well, this is not perforated either. Hold, please. I'm cheating. Grab scissors. All right, let's see what we have. I kind of saw, okay. What is that? Well, there you go. Can't even tell who's that. Oh, it's a fox. All right, so that's one. All right, let's see what this one is. All right, hold on. So we're gonna be interested to see, is it gonna be this little pumpkin? Oh, it's the mice from Cinderella. Y'all, my eyes. I actually just got them checked today. Time to get some new glasses. All right, you ready? Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's a genie lamp. All right, so that theory, at least for this box, is out the window. All right, so we have those. I don't know, those might be traders. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going with that one. I'm definitely gonna do the princess. All right, now, I wanna collect them all, but I'm hoping I want to get, my first two I want to get Belle and Cinderella. Those are my two favorite. I was just rewatching Beauty and the Beast live action on my way home from Orlando, but actually on my way to Orlando I watched this Cinderella live action, which I'd never seen before, and that was really good. All right, what do you think? You ready? Okay, hold on. Who is that? Is that Aurora? Don't come at me if I'm an idiot and don't know these things. I feel like with that flower it'd be Moana, but those are not the colors for Moana. I like it though. The colors are gorgeous. This is a large pen too. Woo, love it. All right, last one. Is it? Yeah, the last one. All right. Gosh, now I need to go back and get more. I definitely like these princess ones. You ready? All right, hold on. Let's see if it's either Belle or Mulan. I'm thinking that's Mulan. All right, you ready? Oh, it's Belle! Huh. That is too funny. Okay, so now that's intriguing because these two are right by each other. Can you see right there? Huh. I need to remember that so that in the future, if that happens again, then you have an idea. But it's not like you can look at the box and go, oh, hey, it's going to be those two. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me as we tried some cookies and we opened all my pens that have needed to be opened for months at this point, okay? So, thanks for hanging out. Probably by the time you see this, you will have already watched the whole series of my trip to Orlando this past weekend for Mickey's Very Merry and Jollywood Nights. So I was going to say stay tuned for that, but honestly, they're already out. So with that being said, now that you've done watching this, go back and watch those, okay? So anywho, thanks for hanging out and following along. If you're new here, you've been watching Follow Me to the Magic, and I welcome you. And then anyone that is not new, I love that you're here, and thanks for hanging out with me. I always appreciate a good little internet friend here. But anyway, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that little bell so when you know when the next one's coming out, and stay tuned for I don't know. We got to figure out when that next trip is gonna be. Probably gonna be after the holidays. A little side note, y'all. Don't be like me. When I've been filming and I've left almost all my clips, except for this past weekend on my previous micro SD card, it was 1 terabyte. There was still like 34 hours left on it, right? And that was 2 cruises, multiple trips to Disney World. Thankfully, I had already vlogged my Universal weekend, so that was already uploaded onto the computer. But y'all, literally everything else gone. Not sure what happened. My brother's investigating, but it may be all gone. So upload your stuff when you get home. So that was the first thing I did when I got home. Okay, it's not the first thing because I went to bed. It was 12:30 by the time I got home. But get home, upload your stuff, back that up so that you don't lose all your footage. So I was hoping to show y'all multiple cruises, some other Disney World trips, but alas, not going to happen for a little bit. But anyway, go back and watch any video you have not seen and stay tuned because there will be more. I promise you that. Okay. Have a wonderful evening and thanks for hanging out.